everybody, happy December. Even though I live in Michigan and it's a very cold season, I completely hate it even though I love the month of December. It's crazy, but I was walking to my car for my class today actually, and I was like, geez, I hate the cold so much. Anyway, let's get started on the topic that I will be sharing with you guys today. Today I will be sharing my art pieces that I have done since high school. I thought I would like to show my talent to people in my community, but the healing community as well, and art is something that I am very passionate in. The funny thing is I was in middle school and I was really good with drawing in 8th grade, I believe, but I didn't really get into it until 10th grade, my sophomore year in high school, because I didn't realize how the talent that I have, that the teacher knew I had in 8th grade, I didn't realize I had that kind of talent. But when I started making drawings and paintings, I fell in love with art more and more, and I wanted to continue it. Art is, for me, is very calming, it's really fun, and I love to see people's reactions to my artwork. It's just all these things, and it just makes me feel good about myself, but I also love people's reactions too, and that's really cool with creativity, because you're showing it to the audience of your creative talent. Now I am a college student and I'm currently taking graphic design classes, and I had a lot of fun with it since, I've been making art since high school, so I will show you a couple of those from that time to now as a college student. So let's get started. I will be showing you a few pieces that I've done with oil pastels. I don't know, it's just really cool, and of course oil pastels, it makes your hand get all dirty, but at first it was a little tricky for me, but I got the hang of it, and surprisingly I was good with using them, so let's get started on that one. This one I have done as a flower piece. This was like a shape of like a flower, but I personally love the colors that were on here. Like the colors it complements each other. There's purple and there's blue, which I love together as a combination. But then there's some red, some white, and it's in this size, and yeah. I apologize that my lighting is weird in here, but again, I don't have that fancy lighting just yet. I'll get to that on later, but stick with this for now. It's sunny out today in Michigan, which is weird. Alright, the second piece is another oil pastels and landscape, and I am someone that loves landscape. I'm always taking pictures of it, and I always, pick a project where I could use landscape, and it's like, yes, I love it. Anyway, this is another one, and again, it may seem a little boring, but I love the colors. The waters are very nice, and it was definitely hard to get that kind of flowing texture with oil pastels. But for this one, I'm using paper towel, and that helps smooth it out. But it's still very tricky, so you just have to keep going over and over. But I use my fingers too, which helps a lot. It's still very cool. Not like one of my favorite, but again, I love the colors, green and blue. So here's another one I did in high school. Is literally one of the best work I have done. But usually most of the stuff I use a photograph to make sure I get all the details. I'm someone that likes to do it with a photograph, but and I like to bring it to life on canvas or a piece of paper. And this one was literally one of my favorite pieces I've ever done. I really enjoy it, the colors too, so I will show you now. Here it is. Get a good look at it. So this is another landscape piece, And again, like I said earlier, I love the combination of blue and purple. And I just chose a landscape where it has the colors because I think it's really pretty to use with oil pastels as a medium. And I made this, I believe, in my, oh my god, how can I not remember this? Maybe there's a date. Oh wow. I made this my senior year of high school? Is that right? I cannot remember. I think it was my junior year, but this, I used it in a senior art show when I was gonna be graduating. Again, you know, it's all about the details that I always follow, and of course, it was a lot of work. Yeah, that was fun. Doing it for the last look again. And now, we get to my college stuff. So I'm going to start from the beginning to the end. It was a lot of work, and I used the photo with it, and I followed the details, of course. So here it is. Bam. Yeah, as you can see, there is the perspective piece, and I love landscape once again. You know, the woods I thought was very cool. Right here, I will show you. Sorry about that. The woods here, like, if you see it up close, you can see the details, but far away, you can't really tell, I think. But it's very, very cool. It's all about, you know, drawing the shape first and then color it in. And the clouds were another one that I used, and it was really tricky, but it's still very, very cool. The blending tool really helped me a lot to give it a nice blend, complete shade, no line marks or anything like that. And then of course the little one, they have a little one too at like a pencil size. I use that for the smaller details like the boardwalk and the woods. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I had an A+ on it, of course. And now I will be showing you another pencil drawing that I did in the class, and this one was in animal, I believe. Yes, an animal, and you'll be using the grid to make sure you get all of the details, which I knew before, but this time was a lot bigger size, and I was like, geez, it's gonna take forever for me. Could I pick a tiger? I don't know why. I've always loved tigers. I think it's so cool because it's a lot of complex, but a lot of details, and I like to challenge myself with my art. You guys are gonna be like, whoa, because when everyone sees that, they're like, whoa. Like, I posted my artwork on Instagram because I like to share my artwork, and a lot of people loved it. But now you see this in live. So here it is. Yeah, you can see the details, the eyes, the face, all the blending. I started out from, what I learned is that I started out at a darker pencil first, like a dark shade, and then do it to light. So dark to light is what the teacher taught me, because if you're blending it, it's like it gets all over, especially with your hands. But I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a lifesaver, especially with the wrist thing. I saved that for last because, you know, I was kind of like erasing it, like with the eraser, to be kind of careful to follow it with the picture, you know, a light kind of thing. But it was a lot of fun. I was really, really proud of that. And I'm still surprised that I'm not putting in a frame yet. Frames are a little expensive, but I would like to get that eventually. And now I will be showing you my graphic design stuff that I've done with two graphic design classes. A couple was the typography, and the other was the intro to graphic design. And I was really excited about these projects, and I will get started. So in my typography class, we pick a letter, whatever letter you want, and you have to make a bunch of the same letter into one piece. It can be very little or as many as you want, and to think about the colors that you want to use. It could be 2 colors, it could be 3, however you want, but to make sure that you see the letter clearly. I use markers, which was really cool from like an art store, not those ugly what's it called, Crayola markers. I mean, that's okay, but it totally made a difference when I had like actual really good markers from an art store to go, like Michael's a good store. But anyway, I did this as with a J letter, because J is my first name, duh. I did make 2 other pieces with it, because I thought you were supposed to make 3, but it was actually 1. I was like, are you kidding? Like, I was working all night on it the day before it was due. But anyway, this one was my favorite because of all the colors that complemented each other. And I will show you guys what I'm talking about. So here it is. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I just literally only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, and you have to think about the values, the contrast with the primary and secondary colors. And this one is kind of a neon color, which I love, and a lot of people in that class really like this, and I had a lot of fun with this one. It was not too bad. It didn't take long, but it was fun. So yeah. And now another one that I did in that class is where we had to create some kind of logo. Well, excuse me, to create a piece with a car logo from a car brand, and it had to be whatever logo they use, and just put that into a piece and then make something new with that same logo. I chose Camp Jeep, like the Jeep logo. It's the best logo that I wanted to do out of the other ones, like 4 other options. And this one is to have a camp kind of feel, and I thought it was cool because I personally love nature, and my dad always likes camping, and my sister loves sheep, so I will show you what it is. So we have to come up with 3 different ones where there's color, gray scale, gray tone, and black and white. So here it is. Yeah. Wow, you can't really hard tell, but this one is the color, and I used the Jeep logo, which is on the bottom, of course. And you have to create some kind of font, whatever font that you would use to relate. Oh, I hate this lighting. This bothers me so much, but I can't close it because it's a weird curtain. Anyway, I used the color, and I chose to do this font because, I don't know, it just reminds me of camp, and I've seen on TV that, you know, they would use this type of font, but, you know, it's something I like. It's tall, thin letters kind of thing, and this is the mountain-shaped logo with trees. I thought it would look really cool with the logo, and then, of course, the Jeep logo. Now, this one is the black and, a gray tone in the middle, so let me show you it. And honestly, I was a little nervous about it using it as a marker because I want it to be all markers, but thankfully this black marker that came with the kit, it does give more of a gray than a regular Sharpie black. So yeah, and then this one is the black and white one. You can see the trees a little more detailed, clearly inside the mountain. But you know, camp is all about nature, the beautiful trees, you know, the water, and you know, people take the Jeeps to go camping. I mean, how cool is that? So, it's fun though. Now, to the last 2 pieces, I will be showing you 2 of my best work that I've done in that class. One is a portrait of Sean Birdie, and it was all out of newspaper ink and typesetters, and I just cut them out and made it into a portrait that he did on his Instagram. And It was because he gave me an idea where it was like it represents who he is and where he's from and all that. And I met him the week before on Thursday, October 12th, the day before my birthday, and I really loved it. And I used micro pen to get more of a finer detail around his eyes, his ears, and all that. But it was a lot of fun with this, so here it is. Oh, sorry. It's kind of cool when it's covered, but I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah, these are like articles written about him in the background. I stripped them all up and just glue it. And there's some ink around him, and you can see newspapers on his eyes, ears, and hands. So, yeah. And for the look, I was a little bit nervous about it because I was not really good with purchase before with pencils. But this was all ink, so it's freehand. And it turned out really good because I used a cross-hatching texture. And you know, everyone liked it in that class, and I was very proud of this. But if you want to check it out, it's on my Instagram, which I'll put in the description below. But yeah, the best. And now to the last wonderful final piece I have done recently was the Van Gogh piece. This was a line drawing, and it's really cool because lines give emotions, and you know, you do freehand with it. It can be in paint, color pencils, marker, any kind of medium, and I chose color pencils. These were Prisma Colors watercolor pencils. I could have done a regular one, but I did not have that. But again, it's still Prisma Colors, so it's really nice. Unfortunately, I turned this a week late because I didn't have time, I was busy. And I could have gotten a complete A on it, but since it was a week late, it was 10 points less. Which I was like, But anyway, it was worth it. I took the risk. I wanted it to be really good, and it was. So here it is. Yeah, I know. It looked pretty real. This is literally a photo that she provided us. This is a random pic, okay? So everyone gets a random pic of the 5 drawings that she chose for a line drawing, and I had Van Gogh. And of course, this was the most copious one ever, but I still loved it. We could have changed it with someone else we wanted to, but I was like, I will do this, I'll take the challenge. And I did it, and it turned out very well. So here it is. It was like, whoa. Thank you for watching this video. And of course, in college, just figuring out what it is that you wanted to do in your career. But now I realized, you know, a few years later when I started college, that art is what I'm meant to do, art is what I love to do, art is what I want to do forever, art is stuff where I can make and sell my wonderful pieces to the clients, customers, the people I love, and you know, it's all worth it because art makes me very happy. And for all of you watching, do something that you love to do, whether it's going on a trip, you know, with a family, or making music, acting, anything, you know. Just follow your dreams and work hard for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day or night.